everyone, and welcome to another We Love Socks make along here on YouTube. And I don't even know if we have people in the Zoom yet. I don't think so. I hope someone will join us. So while I wait, how is everyone doing? How was your week and how is your crochet or your knit socks going? Are you having a lot of fun? What is the progress? If you may be doing another project while you're watching this YouTube live, or maybe you're watching the replay, and then please comment in the video below what you're currently working on. But if you're currently joining us live, let me know what you're working on. I would absolutely love to know. And I had such a great day thus far. I've went to our monthly knit and crochet or crafters group even, because sometimes there's people embroidering or, doing something else than just crochet and knit here in Bloemfontein at Greenside Nursery from 9 to 12 o'clock. So that was a lot of fun. And now I'm getting to spend it with you. So that is absolutely marvelous. So that's a lot of fun. All right. I'm very excited to show you the progress on my socks. I'm currently wearing the Luminous tee that I've knitted as part of the make-along for January in our group. We had a summer tee make-along in January. This is what I made. I absolutely love it. Maybe let me just get up. I don't know if I've had it on already. I can't remember. But it's so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. A great, great, and very interesting construction and design of the summer tee. And yes, so how's everyone doing? See, we have people on the YouTube live watching currently. Please let us know how you're doing. What are you doing? Are you crocheting a sock? Are you knitting a sock? Please let me know. All right, so I have started 2 socks, in fact, for this make along. I'm planning to do 3 pairs of socks, and I wanted to already start the 3rd pair and cast it on yesterday, but I just never got to do that actually. And hopefully today, but before the end of the weekend. Let's rather do that. And not have unrealistic expectations, The first sock I have, so I don't have anyone on the Zoom. How sad is that? I know Lynn said that she's going to be a little bit late, but she will join me on Zoom. I hope her Zoom is also working today. Last week it was not, it's giving us technical problems. And so this week I hope that she will be able to join us, and so that we can also see her socks. And so if you're watching, please, and you are on the group and you have the Zoom details, please join us, because we would love to actually see your sock here on the YouTube live and on the Zoom. All right, so I have casted on 2 socks. The first sock I casted on was the bolly socks. Yeah, it's not the bolly socks, the border collie socks. I see Tanya says, hello all, I'm finishing the foot on my second sock, and then it is toes on my knitted socks. That's awesome. Hello, Maggie. She says she's busy with her toes on her first sock. That is a lot of fun. So wait, let me quickly just open up, show you the pattern that I'm busy with. I love, it's so cute, these socks. You're going to freak out. So these socks are the Border Collie socks by Osbita. And maybe you don't know, we have a Border Collie, Charlotte, which we absolutely adore. I love her to bits. And I obviously need Border Collie socks. It goes without saying, right? And so I have casted on this socks last week, Saturday. I think when we had the live last week, Saturday, it was such craziness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to go watch that live again, the replay. But I was not even able to cast on a sock during the live. I can't remember though. It's a pity Anita is not here because no, I don't think I've cast it on a sock. So I cast it on my socks afterwards. And do you want to see the progress on my sock? And then I will tell you all the details. And I will also tell you about my other sock that I'm busy with. All right, so here is, and I'm now done with the color work on the foot. No, on the leg. So it's a tap, it's a cuff down pattern, which I love. You know, I love cuff down sock patterns, knitting patterns. And here is my sock. So can you see the border collie there? The paws. And then on this side, there's like a big paw. And this side. And then the small paws that is finishing off this big graphic, detailed photos of the border collie. It's so cute, man. It is so cute. And yes, so I am really interested to see how my color work will work out when I have now actually blocked it, and to see if my float is long enough. I've done all the things I've come to know, all the tips and all the tricks that I know how to do it throughout the sock, but time will tell if it will fit me. I think it will fit me. I think it will. I'm just now scared to maybe, where's one of my needle blockers? Hold on, let me get a needle pin quick. There we go. So I've got these needle point protectors. But I'm going to try to just safeguard my stitches. Oh joy, it's very loose. This thing is not going to work. Okay. But I think it will work. I think it will go over my, yeah, it's very, very wide. So I started off with a 2.25, and then when you start the color work, you level up. She actually asks for a 3mm needle. I didn't have a 9-inch 3mm needle, but I have 2.75s, and I thought I'm just gonna run with it. You know, what is also interesting is that I have worked like normal, like I'm currently working now, for about, I can actually see the difference. Probably after I've finished these two small paw sets, right? Then I started to actually, let me maybe just show you how it works. I think we had this discussion also last week on tips on color work knitting. I've actually then switched my work. Whoa, there goes some of mine. Goodness gracious, there goes some of my stitches. I actually switched my sock like this, working inside out, and knit like this. So the work is on the inside, right? And then you actually just continue knitting. So then the floats run on the outside. So it's the floats has just more space, making sure that your float is long and elongated so that you don't have scrunched up color work, right? And so I've worked, I can actually see how when I worked it like that, where you can see it's a little bit more, and actually doesn't show like that, but especially probably half of this big section of color work here, I've worked like that. And then I just became a bit frustrated because it felt like this thing was, the inside out, it was like scrunching up the bottom or something. And then I just pull it out again so that I can work with the right side on the outside and continue it like that. Let me tell you, this first part of the sock is patterned, like continuous patterning. So you knit 5, 1 black, 1 white, 1 black, knit 5. So it's like a continued pattern. With this section in here, this big one, there is no continuous patterning. And I was unable to sit and knit this just doing easy knitting, if I can say it like that. So I had to concentrate. So I was doing every night this week if I was knitting. So I think there was 1 or 2 nights I didn't knit, but there was just no time. But then I would actually sit with a pattern and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's no, rhythm to the color work. It's a picture. So no row is the same. There's no continuation of the same patterning around. And so that was a little bit, it slowed down my knitting a bit, but I enjoyed it so much. Just seeing the patterning grow of this beautiful border collie. And now I am done with the color work. So I'm very excited now to get to my foot part and just have easy knitting. This pattern also calls for an afterthought heel. Now, like I explained also last week, this is not really an afterthought heel. It's more like a pre-thought heel. So I will now immediately, when I'm done with these 3 normal rows, put in lifelines to show where I'm going to cut for my afterthought heel. And so that is great. I really like to do that. Again, that's something different that I'm not always knitting my socks. If you watch me, I love the slip stitch heel flap, gusset, heel turn vibe. I love that. It's a good fit on my foot. And but it's good to do something new and something different. So I'm very excited to do that. And then it's going to be easy knitting for the legs. For the foot. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Right. Before I tell you about my craziness that happened earlier today with regards to the sock, let me quickly look at the comments. Hello, Rosemary. I hope you are well. I'm good. Thank you so very much. I'm doing well. I hope you all are doing well too. Janet says, hello. Sorry, I'm not on Zoom, but it's late here. No worries. Janet, thank you for joining. I'm on my second sock and I have finished the scrappy socks. Loving swing all the socks. They're adorable. Loving seeing all the socks. They're adorable. Marikan, hello Marikan. She says, hi, making a late lunch while watching. Oh, nice. That's so lovely. Hopefully I don't miss too much of the chatter. No, not at all. Not at all. Candy. Hi, Candy. She says, hi, Jalene. Starting my first sock for hubby's pattern is Skimmish Socks by Sheila to Stromberg. Yarn by Black Cat Dye Works. Very frolic. Oh, that is so much fun, Candy. And how lovely to knit your husband a pair of socks. Right, Tanya says, that's just beautiful. How does Katie feel about these socks? All right, so Tanya, she is, in actual fact, these days, Katie and Charlie is like this. They are best friends. So I would assume Katie is just fine with me knitting the border collie socks. In fact, I have another pattern that I'm going to do that's on my list. I showed you, I don't know, I can't remember. Was it in the Crochet with Me? Every week, every Wednesday evening, we have a YouTube live like this. And we just talk whatever. Knitting, whatever. It's just a get together for us as crafters, right? And somewhere in one of those weekly chats, I think I have shown you my book, my to-do list. And I mean, yes, we have a favorites on Ravelry. We have a queue on Ravelry. But I mean, let's just be honest, my queue is like really long. My favorites is like a lot of favorites. So I have decided from that list that I'm pulling out things that I really want to do ASAP. And then I divided it into sweaters. And I think I've indicated which is colorwork sweaters. What is summer tops that I want to knit? What is crochet projects I want to knit? To crochet. What is socks? And I've divided it into colorwork, lace work, cables, just other interesting socks. And then on the second page, I have towels, shawls is empty, mittens is empty, and beanies. And so why I'm telling you this is on my sock patterns, the herding cats pattern, the Herding Cats socks. And I think it's from Stone. What is her name? I want to say Charlene Stone, but I don't think I'm correct. I think it's one of her patterns. So Herding Cats, Katie will get her time to shine as well. So those socks are on my to-do list as well. Tessa, hello Tessa. Candy says, oh, so cute. Love the pattern of those border collie socks. It's very pretty, right? Hello, Julmy from My Square Hat. Hello, Pietru. That's a nice idea, says Pietru. And Julmy is like, your crochet list is so short. I actually just want to quickly revisit my crochet list because I've got, wait, where's my crochet? Oh, those two is actually on here. I've got 4 items on my crochet list currently. And I'm going to do 2 of those next month. Maybe if you don't know, I have a make-along running every month this year. And next month, we are doing a anything goes crochet along. So it will be just crochet. For all the crocheters out there, it's your time to shine. And I'm so excited. I've already bought 2 patterns yesterday, which was on my list, which I cannot wait to dive into. And I'm so excited to get crocheting. And I'm actually having a crochet just so that Jalene doesn't think I'm, just don't care about crochet. Here's a crochet project I am busy with. Very excited about this one. So yes, it seems like my crochet list is very little, like not long at all. But you know me, crochet will always be my first love. Lynn, I see, is joining us. I hope it's joining. Hello, Lynn. Right, let me quickly see. Tessa says Susan. Tessa, are you Susan or are you Tessa? What's happening? Janet says Charlotte. What did I say? What did I say about Charlotte? Tanya says, you're so cute. Yours is cute. Katie will love them. Yes. Hello, Lynn. Okay, so before Lynn says hello, so let me tell you about my drama this morning. Because I sent Lynn, okay, so if you've watched the Crochet and Knit on Wednesday night, right? Then you would have known that we talked about, or was it last week, Lynn? No, it was last week. It was last week. It was last week during the live that I talked about my 9-inch circulars I have. Let me show you. Right? Knit Pro Symphonies. All right. And I'm like, oh my word, I'm freaking loving these needles. I'm like in love with these needles because previously I used to knit with Hayas. And I love those needles. The only problem I have with Hayas is that when I knit with those, it has very sharp points. So I have to make sure that I am taking safety precautions and tape my finger because otherwise I end up with a big hole and a painful hole in my finger when I knit. So I have to put on something precautionary to just safeguard my skin on my finger. Okay, so then I got to know about Knit Pro Symphony having 9-inch circulars, and I was like, oh my word, this is so cool. And maybe let me also just mention, I don't have a problem with Chaigu 9-inch. I have a bamboo set as well as a metal set. They work just fine. But the cable of those needles is just a little bit too stiff. So especially when you cast on and you start with your sock, it's fiddly. It's not as enjoyable. The reason why I like Hayas and then especially Knit Pro is because the cable is just so soft and pliable that you can easily cast on, easily do those first few rounds on your 9-inch, and it's just a dream. All right, so now we have this discussion last week on the live, and Lynn is like, but Jalene, did you know that Knit Pro also have metal 9-inch needles, the Nova set? And I'm like, no, I did not know that. And she's like, I will sort you out. Don't worry. So she sent me Knit Pro Nova needles. All right. Okay. So now I think that arrived. Was it like on Wednesday or Thursday? I can't remember. I think Wednesday, Lynn. Was it Wednesday?
It was Wednesday because you opened it during the live.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yes, that you see, this week was so crazy. I can't remember all the things. It's been really busy. And I was so excited to actually use them already that Wednesday. But honestly, Wednesday night, basically after the live, I went to sleep. I was dead tired. Thursday evening, 8:30, I was already in bed sleeping. It was just so hectic at work. I'm just exhausted. So now, yesterday, I was like, oh my word, I'm going to cast it on. It never happened. It was so busy. And then today, what happened today? So let me tell you the story. I am now on this set. Lynn, just look at this. Isn't this just cute?
Oh, sweet man.
Isn't it just so cute?
Are those the border collie socks?
Yes.
How sweet.
I love him.
It's precious.
So now I am knitting this last section. This is a very enjoyable section because this is repeat knitting. The whole round through, it's very easy knitting. This was not easy. I had to concentrate.
Okay.
All right, so now I am starting the second footprints. And I don't know how it happened. I didn't read the pattern thoroughly, but it was like, oh my word, I made a mistake here. I can see it. Anyway, just, you see, I made a mistake. Who cares? If you see my mistake, you're standing too close to my work, as my friend Anita says. Anyway, I started, I'm already on the second row of this footprint set. And it's like totally offset. It's not properly in the middle, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, now I have to rip out this color work, like 3 rows. And I'm like devastated. But now I've already shown the group these beautiful needles. As you can see, it's the Nova needles, Lynn.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, and I'm starting with my actual Knit Pro needle, dropping my needle into the 4th stitch below and just unripping those other stitches. So I'm just trying to pick up the rows 4 rows down, right? Because I'm like, I'm not going to untink 4 rows, like each stitch. It sounds like a lot of work. I wanted to actually rip out my needle and just pull it out and then just go to a section, but it's difficult with a 9-inch. And so I dropped down my needle into the 4th row below. And then Anita's like, but why don't you use your extra needle set and just pick it up like afterthought heels, on the right leg of the stitch? And I'm like, yes, that's a good idea. So now you must know I'm using my 2.75 Knit Pro for my color work. Now I picked up, and I only realized that also later. This is a 2.25, but I'm using this now to pick up my color, my stitches below. And then I started knitting this last footprint with a 2.25 on color work. It will fit, don't worry. I'm sure it will be fine. But I'm just going with it, all right? So just hang in there. And I'm starting to knit, and I'm like on the table. So now you remember we have this get together, our Bloemfontein crafters there at Greenside, and I'm like, oh my word, Lynn is right. This needle's so freaking amazing. And I sent Lynn a message. I'm sending her a voice note. I'm like, Lynn, this is magic. I'm sold. I'm sold on the Novas. Love it.
I'm telling you, I love them. I fly through my color work, and I love color work in socks. So all my designs have color work in them. But I absolutely, these needles make it a breeze.
Yeah, no, it's really a lot of fun. Hello, Arlene.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. Couldn't join this morning, which I'm sad about, but I had other commitments, but next week.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I see my video isn't on, but I'm trying to get it on. I have
no worries.
Half a sock, and I've started on a new one.
Oh, wow.
So,
what socks are you knitting, Arlene?
I can't promise any. The two together toe or on the group is also doing.
Okay.
And the first one is one that a friend of mine gave me the pattern. I don't know what it is, and I started on. That's also a toe up.
Okay.
But I'm not making much progress. My younger daughter is getting. We're doing with all the goedertjies of the wedding. Busy with
Oh, you're
that.
busy with wedding stuff. Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. So after that, post wedding, then I can pick up my knitting again.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. That's something exciting that's going to be happening. All right, let's quickly look
How do you
at.
get this video
Sorry,
settings? I should try
there
that.
should be somewhere like a camera, and then there should be currently when you're looking at it, it should maybe say like a strike through, and then when you press it, it will go live, I think.
What must I do?
When you look at your
Video?
screen, Arnine,
Yes.
there should be like a camera, a photo of or like a camera logo or something.
On the bottom.
Probably at the bottom, I would suspect, and then it will have a strike through. When you press on the camera, it will activate the camera.
Without, it doesn't have the strike through. The name shows above next to yours, but without the camera. Let me go to the settings of the kit. Integrated webcam.
Oh, are you on the laptop?
No, I'm on a so I can switch to my phone if you.
Oh, are you on your phone? Go ahead. What type of phone do you have?
No, I'm on a laptop. Oh, not a laptop, a desktop.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So
But never mind.
you don't see something like video, like a video camera.
That's what I see.
Okay, so it should be next to your audio or together, close together, your audio setting where you can mute or unmute.
Then it shows red strike too.
Yeah, or maybe your desktop doesn't have a video camera. What you can do is on your video setting, there should maybe a drop up or down list where you can have there's like a little droplet thingy that maybe you're just choosing the incorrect video camera input, but it's not the end of the world.
Choose video filter.
Let me see.
None. Lip color.
So interesting. Maybe, I don't know.
This is video mark.
Yeah, I see on mine, if I choose mine, it says FaceTime HD camera, which I'm currently using. Adjust background and effects, choose video filter and video settings. So I don't know if there's maybe another video that you should choose from that list, but it's not the end of the world if we can't see.
I don't know what's.
But it's lovely just hearing you already. Janet, Tessa meant no, it's Charlotte Stone. Oh yes, that's correct. The pattern is from Herding Cat Socks from Charlotte Stone. Thank you for helping me, Tessa. I appreciate that. I'm getting hot in my. Feels like I need to take this clip and just. No, it's not working. Let me just put my head together. I'm getting so hot. All right. So that is the story about my border collie socks, right? And so that's my first pair of socks. I will dive into my second pair of socks in a bit. Let's see Lynn's pair of socks.
Okay, well,
I'm going to spotlight you then.
Hold on. So
Bad. I'm going to try on my phone somewhere else.
No worries, Arnine.
Yeah, I did the vanilla socks last week because I've actually not up to now written up my own recipe for my vanilla socks. So I took the opportunity to do that. So those are now finished. And then I'm actually busy tinkering back on this pair of socks. It's a new design that I'm busy working on. And I wasn't happy with something I decided on. So just before I came onto the live, I decided, no, let me go back to the drawing board. And I quickly edited the design back to how it originally was. And so now I'm thinking about, I think, 4 rows, and then I'll start knitting up again.
Nice.
So that's what I'm doing. Sorry?
It's a new design in the making.
It is a new design in the making. It's called Shoreline Socks. So I'm using Cowgirl Blues Miriam Makeba because I wanted a sand color.
Oh, that's
and there wasn't, I couldn't find any range. So this design uses 5 colors. And I couldn't find any range where I could find all 5 colors in the same range unless I mixed yarns of different indie dyes. And I don't like to do that. So I'm using the Miriam Makeba for sort of the sand on the shore. And then the next color is Camel, also from Cowgirl Blues.
Oh.
And then I'm going to create, just get it quickly. So I'm going to create the waves with, this is Camp Bay, and this is Cape Storm. And then in between, I will add some natural to create the waves. But it's going to be a very sort of easy going color work design. There's actually not a lot of color work in it. But so it'll be good for the beginner. But I just like all the colors together and for the flow to happen and putting the natural in between, I can create the look of the waves as well. So I'm hoping that by the time we meet next week, I'll be done with these. And then hoping to publish it, especially for the sake of the group, because they still, my special's running till the end of the month, so then they would be able to take full advantage of it. So yeah, that's the idea.
That's awesome. All right, so those, oh, you know what, Ne? I just realized there was people joining during the week on our group, and I should probably post the discount details again, right? I forgot to do that. Good. If you're watching and I haven't posted the details of the discount codes to the crochet pattern and Lynn's patterns, can you just please remind me, because I'm just scared I'm going to forget, and I would like to do that so that you can benefit getting discounts on those patterns if you would like. It's not a must that you have to knit those patterns or crochet those patterns. It's just something nice that our crochet designer and our knitting designer, Jalene from My Square Hat, and Lynn from Lynn Andreonse Designs are giving to us. So thank you to both of you, Lynn and Jalene. I know Jalene is in the chat as well. So yes, then you can benefit from that. Maybe you want to do it somewhere in 2 years' time. I don't know, you know. So then you can benefit from it. So I'm just scared I'm going to forget to repost that discount data in the group. But Lynn, that colors are just gorgeous together. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I took a gamble with the Miriam Makeba because the other 3 colors I had in my stash. But then I just could not find, like I said, a sort of a lighter sand color in any of the ranges. And then I chatted with Cowgirl Blues and I was like, okay, let's try this, because I actually have this color in the merino linen base, but I didn't want to use merino linen in a sock. So I said, okay, let me look at it in the proper sock, which is the sock base, and then yeah, I'm quite pleased, I will say. It's actually stitched up really nicely.
Yeah. No, it's lovely. It's really, really lovely.
Except that, you know, when you make a mistake on your design work, or it's not a mistake, it's that I'm not happy with the option that I chose. It was sort of a case of, you know, door 1 or door 2, and I went through door 2 and I should have stuck with door 1. So, yeah, so now I'm going back.
I get you. Armin. No, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to close. If you do want to, no problem. Yeah, that's cool. Then you can just unmute. There we go. We have Armin on here. Yippee. She's sorted out with the camera. I think she's struggling to unmute.
Unmute. There you go. Unmute. Oi.
That was now a story and a half, right?
Yes, yes. This is my half sock.
Wow.
Half a sock. It looks like sunset. I removed the needles, but I'm starting again on this one. And the other one's also a toe up. this is what the colors that I'm going to use.
Oh, that's beautiful. What yarn is that, Arlene?
I haven't a clue. I can't remember. I bought it and didn't save the. It's a acrylic nylon mix, I think.
Oh, wow. And the other one that looks like a sunlight.
That is a merino acrylic nylon mix.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful. I love those colors.
I'll show you when I'm done.
I'm very excited to see. Are you enjoying the make along?
Yeah. As I said, I don't have much time doing it, but I told you that I wanted to make a sock, and this is what I'm going to do.
So how many socks have you made this for? Or are you new to sock knitting?
I am a newbie. I am a totally newbie.
Really? Arlene?
Yeah. Baby booties, those I've made millions, but not socks for adults. And I'm still hunting. That used to be my grandmother's, showing, I think, about 10 different heels, and I wanted to test them as well.
Yeah.
So it's, one of those grayish patterns from 19 toot. So I'll say better.
That's amazing. That is amazing, Arlene. Well done. It's looking wow. What patterns are you using? Old patterns. What pattern?
What patterns? One is my friend Angela's pattern. I think, I don't know whether she compiled it from other patterns that worked for her. So we just call it Angela's socks. And the new one that I started is that two at a time toe up.
Yes.
From Knitpicks. That you also, it's someone shared it on your group.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Yes.
So and when I'm a bit more comfortable with this, then I'm going to start with more pattern stitches and so on.
Yes, that's amazing. But you're doing so well, and I mean your gauge is looking beautiful. And
yeah, I've been knitting forever, but not socks.
I think we've actually been talking about it this morning at the get together, and somebody said, yes, maybe knitting the socks is not really that much fun, or that's just the opinion of someone, but actually wearing merino hand knitted socks is a game changer. Yes. And really it is. I remember I was talking to people and they were like, yes, the moment you're wearing knitted merino socks, you're never going to go back. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I started knitting my own socks, and I just wear my own knitted socks, merino socks, especially. I actually wore a pair of mine now, I think last weekend. Shorty socks. And it's still, merino socks in summertime is also fun because it's a natural fiber. Yes. It's meant to be breathable and usable in both summer and winter time, in actual fact. And so you don't want to go back when you had the pleasure of wearing.
You know what got me hooked on merino socks? I was still, I think, in primary school. My father was a farmer, and one of the journals that he got was the Woolmac, that was the Wool Farmers Journal. And they showed a photo in there with an article. It was a small plane crash. The pilot survived, but he had burn marks on his knees, on his legs, but not on his lower legs and feet, because he had worn merino socks. And that made a huge impression on me. And my mom was also being a wool farmer's wife. She always knitted with wool for us. So, and then a year or two later, she unpicked it and redid it. So.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm a fan of natural fibers.
Absolutely, I'm a fan of natural fibers, and it's not that I'm not saying that if you do use acrylic yarns, that is a problem. I mean, acrylic yarns has a place in the world as well. But I'm always saying, if you really want to create an heirloom, and for those people that wants to crochet or knit maybe a beautiful new baby blanket for your grandchild, please consider, if you have the funds to do so, to use a natural fiber. Because if your grandchild, and God forbid it never happens, but lies under a acrylic baby blanket while a house burns down versus a natural yarn, it will be two total different outcomes.
Life-saving difference.
Harsh words, but that is just the reality.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
it will be plastic burning on flesh versus things just burning itself away like to ash and not actually hurting your body. And that's exactly what you're saying in terms of that accident that was mentioned.
I crochet, as you're aware, for charity, but then
Yes,
I use acrylic because the receiver of the blanket does not maybe have the means to look after a natural fiber blanket as it should, you know. They maybe
exactly.
go in a communal washing machine or something.
Yes.
So,
The
you
fact
know,
of
and
the
dry.
Yes, I mean, I agree with you fully. I do the same. And also, I have so many blankets in my house that is actually acrylic yarn, which I still love. So I am not saying acrylic yarn is bad. Please don't think that I'm not.
No, I agree with you. Each has its
Yes,
place.
everything has its place. I have a friend that says charity yarn, like the label charity is charity named for a reason, you know. Um, and sometimes it's just not doable. You're not able to afford maybe a natural
Yes,
yarn, and then you have
yes.
to make use of charity, and that is fine too. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm a big fan. And merino socks, it's something amazing. It's really having to wear that. I think Ernine, if you're going to start wearing those socks, you will just can't wait to make more pairs of socks, you know, for yourself.
One of mine, a friend of mine, we've got a small crochet group, and they started with the socks, and it's amazing the rate that they produce them.
Yeah.
And you know that got me hooked. She was Angela's one. She started this is her pattern,
Yeah.
but at that time I was looking after a little one full time, so I just couldn't. So I
Yeah.
said, just give me some time and I'll catch up. Now I'm in my catch up phase now, and I'd also like to when we get together. What new socks have you made? You know,
And you know what I love about socks?
Ingrid especially, she loves colors and she makes the most beautiful socks.
Is you know what I love about socks is that it's really the perfect on the go project. I was standing last
Yes,
night
yes,
in Nando's making an order, and then I had
yes.
to wait for the things to get made so that I can then, you know, go back home. And I was standing with my bag. It was this
Mm.
bag. I was standing with it in the Nando's like this, and I was knitting on my socks. And
Mm.
everyone, the one lady was like, "What are you making? This looks so pretty." So everyone is so, you know, intrigued and they want to know more. And it's the perfect thing to take along when you're waiting at the doctor's appointment
Absolutely,
or waiting
absolutely.
for your Nando takeaway or, you know, to be able
I
to
was
knit.
sitting in the bank crocheting, and a young man sat next to me and said, "What on earth are you doing with that little stick?" So I showed him, and they said, "Oh, my granny used to do that." Actually, I know you teach your wife, or tell your wife to start again, or do it yourself.
It
So it's
is.
always a conversation starter. I was
It is.
knitting at an airport. The lady couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak, I think, Spanish or Portuguese. I'm not sure what her language was, but I could, with gestures and whatever, explain to her that I was making baby caps,
Puppies.
beanies for preemie babies.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
with
It's
crochet hook or knitting needles, you can chat to someone without understanding each other's language.
yeah, it's so true. I was the one time, I'm just going to remove our spotlights. Tessa has also joined us. Hello, Tessa. So the one time I was actually, you know me, I've been talking about it so many times previously, where when I go and I fly to Cape Town or wherever, I have my knitting or crochet with me. And you just have to be mindful of what you pack and what needles you use and what crochet needle you use and so forth. But
Yes, yes.
anyway, and then I would be sitting having such a good time. The one time there was 2 ladies next to me in the aisle next to me, and they're like, how did you get this right? We didn't know we can do this. We have now 2 hours here, which we could have used on our projects. You're making us do this.
Yeah, a delayed an international flight. My husband sat reading. I crocheted a baby jacket, and it was done. When the plane left, I was done. You know, I even calculate when we go on holiday. So okay, between Bloemfontein and Koelsberg, I can knit so much of this whatever I'm busy with.
Absolutely. Before, I'm going to give Tessa also a chance to show us her make. Candy says, sorry, I missed a bit. I had to give a friend advice on a doggy that's not eating. Oh no, that's so sad. I believe he's spinning for his mate that passed on. Oh no, that's so sad. We hope that he's going to be okay. Tessa, show us your sock.
I'm doing the it's the colorwork cuff club August sock. It's the little daisies or flowers.
Is that from Jalene?
It's from Jalene. It's the colorwork cuff club. I actually only just joined it, so that's why I'm only on August.
Oh, that is so cool.
So I just started at the beginning.
It's so beautiful. You know what?
It's very cute.
That pattern almost reminds me of the new pattern that was just dropped. It's not a sock pattern, so I'm just apologizing that I'm go off topic. I'm so sorry, but I'm like planning. This is my next sweater, so I'm like very excited. The Sleeping Beauty sweater from Eleanor Mortensen.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
I'm going to try to show it to you like this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now,
is that a top down?
It's a top down, yes, sweater. In an actual fact, she's
that's very pretty.
I think she's from Germany, right? Yes. She actually used Miss Lamotte, and Miss Lamotte is an indie dye in Cape Town. She actually used her linen base, which is merino linen. It's exactly this base I used for my summer tea, a single ply fingering. And I'm so excited. It's actually, that pattern actually reminds me of this pattern.
Yeah, the daisies, very cute. You'll have to make matching socks for the top.
I'll have to. Tessa, will you share the pattern link in our group, please? Because I'll have to make. Because you know, I was looking at my leftover yarns from my merino linen single plies, and I was like, I'm gonna like do a total gradient on the color work, and I just need a beautiful main color that will work for it. So I was looking at, prior to the live, I was quickly looking at my leftover yarns of all the things I have, and I'm like, oh my word, I'm so excited. So I'll have to do matching socks. It's a must.
Yeah, I'm using the yellow, that Lumo yellow color is the African Expression Soul. They're like Lumo yellow color. And then the gray is like a cone of lamb's wool that I got from Knit Rennie a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Brought it back for me from England. And it's like the cone that keeps on giving. So I thought I'll just use it up. But I started making it with their Lumo pink color first. And it wasn't showing up as nice. I think it would look nicer with the white base.
Yeah.
I restarted it with this one. I think it's going to be very pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's really gorgeous. Love it.
And I'm always nervous to show friends my socks because all of my friends are not knitting friends. The moment you show somebody your socks, they say, I want some. Yes. And then you say, well, you know, you give me 2 weeks of your time. Come do something in my garden and I'll make you socks. Because it's so quick for them to just say, oh, make me a pair. And I often do. I always do. I find it very difficult to say no. But now they're already on round 2. Like, oh, we think we need another pair now. And then I get a bit irritated because I feel like, oh, no, you're not appreciating how much time it takes me to make this. So I generally hide my sock makes from my friends.
You know, I am at this part of my life, I think it sounds very bad, but my patience is getting less and less as I'm getting older. and it feels like I'm becoming more ruder. Is that a word? I don't even know if it's a word. I'm not a rude person. I'm really not. But also I think also it becomes very easier for me to say no and be straightforward, so that people don't have unrealistic expectations. So I would immediately say, listen, there's two things. No, I don't want to knit for you, and also you will not be able to pay me for the socks. I can tell you from
I don't think, you know, whenever people have said, can we pay you to make this jersey or whatever, I will just always say no, because you can't charge people for what it costs, because the wool is so expensive to begin with. And people don't understand that the wool is that expensive because they're buying cheap jerseys from Zara, Mr. Price's, wherever, where it costs 600 Rand for a jersey, which you can't even buy the wool for. So they just don't understand it.
And also, you know, just not only with socks, with everything, I'm just telling them point blank, no, I don't do, you know, orders. No, I'm not going to knit for you, especially because we are in the business of people just wanting things very quickly.
Yes.
That's just the nature of the public and the people at this current age, right? Where everything is so easily to obtain things. So when they ask that, it's an expectation that you will be able to give them a pair of socks very quickly.
Yeah.
So I am very open and I'm not rude when I'm answering. So like maybe I must just say that, because maybe it sounds like I'm going to be rude, but I'm not rude. I'm just saying, you know, no, I didn't do that. And if they want to know why, then I can always explain. But the yarn I'm using is expensive. My time is more expensive, and also I'm not in the business of creating beanie after beanie after beanie after beanie, and my creative spirit is totally dying because I like to put out all these things. I'm not in the business of that. I am a creative person. If today I want to make a beanie, then I want to make a beanie. If tomorrow I want to knit socks, I want to knit socks. I don't want to be constricted creatively, like being just a push-out manufacturing machine, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And
no, I feel the same, but I also think that I think saying no is very difficult. For me, it's difficult, and so I don't do it very well.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think men have that problem, but you feel so guilty saying no that you then you keep harping on about the fact that you said no, and you hoped you didn't hurt their feelings. But no, I mean, they probably don't think twice about it. But yeah,
you know, Tessa, when I think the change came for me when I realized, who am I going to have a disservice to when I just continue not saying no? So saying no is honoring me.
Yeah.
And that is where the change happened for me. So to be able to say no was to acknowledging that for my health and my benefit and my not having my soul crushed, I have to be honest and say no, because the future me will thank me for this moment.
It's a great way to think about it. I'll use that one next.
Thank you for that, Jalene. I needed to hear that as well.
Me too.
Because you know what, you're going to be 2 weeks down the line, you're going to be so irritable and you're going to be upset and you're going to almost feel aggrieved and almost annoyed with this person, because now you're in this position of doing something that you didn't really want to do. And it's a disservice against you. And, you know, just having that one moment of braveness and strength to say, you know what, I'm so honored and feeling very, what is the word, you know, wonderful that you think that you want to ask me for this, but I'm so sorry, but I'm not doing this. And it's not because I don't like you, it's just my aunt says no, and you know, you don't even have to give an explanation.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of people have the same problem. I'm sure we'll hear from them.
Yeah, let's see if we get in the chat. Janet says, well done, Tessa. I'm also doing the color work, tough clap. And then Tanya says, I normally say, this is the website for the yarn I need. Please order the yarn and I'll happily make you a pair, and nobody has taken up my request.
Okay.
That's a very, very strategic way going about it, right?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So I want to quickly show you my second pair of socks, which I'm very excited about. I've shown you my border collie socks.
I love
and,
the border collie socks.
It's so
I have
cute.
to make them.
It's so
We always
cute.
had border collies when we were growing up, so they actually are very
Oh,
sweet.
I have one at the moment.
oh. So the next, I'm going to just spotlight myself so that everyone can see beautifully. The next pair of socks I'm making is the Good Run socks. I really can't remember. It's by Berk Fiber. And this is an interesting design because this is a top-down pattern. You knit straight through. There's no heel construction. There's no gusset. There's no, you just knit on half of the stitches for the heel. Nothing like that. You just continue. It is so amazing. So this is how far I am with my sock.
Is that the heel there? Where's the heel?
Yes, the heel. And this is on the sides of the heel. So let me just show you from the back.
Oh, so is that short rows?
No, it's ribbing, increases and decreases and stockinette stitching. And this is the heel. Let me show you that.
It's so interesting. I've never seen a sock like that.
Let me just take this off my knitting blockers, sock blockers. All right, how do I do this without ripping out my stitches? This is going to probably now not work. Let's see. I can just pick up my stitches, right? There we go.
So amazing.
Can you see?
Yeah, that's very cool.
So, Jalene, are there no SSKs? None of that.
There is some knit together. Yes.
Did you find it easy?
It's a very easy pattern.
So you don't have to change needles to do.
No, I've been using my 9-inch from year to year.
Oh, it's amazing.
So you just have this little bump, if I can call it like that. Oh my word, what am I doing? Now, hold on. I'm losing stitches along the way. I can just pick them up. It's not the end of the world. Let me just take it off. So it's just this little bump here. That is created against these sided ripped stitches.
I'm going to give those a try. Will you put that on the group?
Yes, I will definitely do that. And also, I'm really excited to see how they will be, you know, how wearable they will be, in fact. So I'm very excited to give them a go and see how, you know, do they wear actually, how do they fit?
Nice yarn. What yarn are you using?
Oh, this is such a nice yarn. This is the collaboration between myself and Estheresa Yarn Creations. She dyed especially for the make-along. Yeah, so prior to the make-along started, she already sent the orders to the people that did order the set. So this is a collaboration between myself and Estheresa Yarn Creations.
Very pretty.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I love this. This is so, it came out so beautifully. So well done, Esther. We love it. All right. Oh, okay. There's no other comments. So now I'm going to work on this because this is now just easy knitting towards the foot and the toes. It's such a great pattern. Love it. I absolutely love this pattern.
How long does it take you to knit a pair of socks?
Well, it really depends on how much time I do have, or granted, it depends on work and it depends on life at home. Sometimes I'm able to only do one pair of socks in a month. Sometimes I can do a pair in 2 weeks, and if I have a lot of time, I can do, well, I have done this since last week, Saturday, and this.
Oh, okay, that's great.
But
Yeah.
if I really am dedicated, I can probably do a pair in a week, if all goes well.
My boys play golf now, so I have hours on the weekend alone to knit.
Oh, wow.
So I'm getting socks faster than I used to.
That is like such a blessing, right?
Yeah.
To have all the time. It's really. There we go. So for those of you that is watching, how do you deal with people just wanting things from you? You know, it's easy just wanting stuff in our consumer world these days. How do you deal with these requests? We talked about it just now. How do you deal with these requests? I would really love to know. There we go. Now I can just knit it. It's a joy. It's a joy to knit, really, honestly. We have a bride tonight, and the lady that's coming is also a crocheter, and I just need to remind her to bring a project with. Very important.
So nice to have crochet or knitting friends when you cry or something like that.
Exactly. We had a community police forum braai about 2 weeks ago, and I was sitting there and knitting. I can't even remember what I was knitting on. I can't remember. And they were so surprised that I'm so, I don't care to just sit there and do my craft. They were so surprised, these people. And yeah, I think we need to make it more of a norm, that it's okay to just sit wherever and crochet or knit.
Yeah, it's funny. I often hear people saying, "Oh, they're embarrassed to do their knitting," but I've never bothered about it. If I go out and I go and have a cup of coffee by myself, I always have my knitting with me because I'm always in the afternoons. I fetch my boys. I have to take my child to a tutor. Then I sit and knit. So I've always got my knitting on me. But if I go to a restaurant and I'm by myself, I'll always pull out my knitting.
Yes.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I don't need to wait for a special knit in public day. I always knit in public.
Oh yes, that's me. That's me too. Definitely.
So do I.
Yeah. Definitely. And most of the times it's great conversation starters, like Arlene also said, where people come to you and like, oh, what are you making? You just sit there. Yes, I am so content with myself sitting here and all alone with my beautiful yarn. It's like the best. It's like, this is the life, man.
Yes. Yeah, actually people always come up, almost every time. Always come up and say, oh, what are you knitting? My granny used to knit, or it was always my granny. There's never anyone their age that knits. Or even the waitresses will say, oh, my mom used to knit. And I think people are always interested to see what you're doing. Yeah. My kids always say, oh, such an old thing to be doing. And I say, yeah, but you don't say that when you're asking for a hoodie or a beanie or, So.
It's so funny, right? It's really like that. But the other day, my daughter's one friend, she slept over and she's like, oh, Auntie, can you please show me how to crochet? And I was like, okay, let's do this. She's a lefty. And Secret Yarnery, right? Secret Yarnery has great left-handed crochet tutorials. So I was like, okay, you're left-handed. I think this is not going to work if I show you. So sit next to me, and I put on, there was like beginner's guide to left-hand knitting or something. She's got like a whole playlist. You start from the first, and then she explains to you things, and then you just start chaining, and what. And I'm like, sit next to me, and I gave her some of my yarn, my acrylic yarn, and I gave her one of my needles, crochet hooks, I mean. And I was like, okay, sit here. And then she's trying, and I'm like, do you want to go to the next one? No. Let's replay that one. I want to still try chaining. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing something for the future generation. So yeah, that makes me excited. I think the young people is more and more into especially crocheting. So that makes me excited.
Yeah, a friend of mine's daughter, she got into crocheting because of Harry Styles. So she just wanted to make a Harry Styles jacket, which he always I think he always wears crochet stuff. And so she started by learning to crochet just to make Harry Styles jackets.
Oh my word.
So
well, we thank Harry Styles for that. I mean, we are so grateful for his service. It reminds me of, did you see in the week, what is that English Olympic swimmer?
Oh, the guy.
Tom Daley, is it Tom Daley?
Yeah, Tom.
He was showing, what's his name? One of the F1 drivers that's also a Brit. I can't remember his name now. He showed him how to knit. I'm like, oh my word, this is like the best of both worlds coming together. I'm like a big F1 fan. And here he is showing, what's his guy? And not Alonso. What's that guy's name now? The one F1 driver. I can't remember his name now. It's just not coming to my head. Showing him how to knit. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Seeing this happening.
He knits some amazing stuff.
Yes, and he crochets. He's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way that he got known, or especially in the crochet and knitting community, while he was waiting to be either participating or what do you say? How do you say it? Like being there for his fellow athletes.
Sporting.
He sit in the stands and knit and crochet.
Yeah.
That's what made it so special. Maggie says she's busy with her first sock. She's starting with her second sock. Oh, well done, Maggie. And Jane says, I've been so busy making all the family socks to take as gifts for my family that I don't think anyone asks. Also, I find Australians are more reserved about asking. Interesting. That is cool. Candy says, I always take my knitting or crochet to the doctors. Women and men love watching and asking questions about what I'm working on. Yeah, it's always a great conversation starter. Oh, I must tell you the one time I'm sitting at the gynecologist and I was actually knitting on this pattern, crocheting on this pattern. I can remember it so vividly. This is one of my crochet patterns. And I was crocheting on this, specifically on this. And this lady and her friend is sitting in the waiting area with me. And she's like, what are you making? What are you making? And I'm like, I'm crocheting. This is like a cowl. And she's like, who do you work for? And I'm like, what do you mean, who do I work for? I work for myself. I'm doing this. It's actually one of my designs. And she's like, really? I'm like, yes. And she's like, but do you know Makosi? So Makosi is a big, big South African designer. He's actually using knitting fabric as part of his patterning, and it's very African patterning designs. And she really thought that I'm busy actually working for him, creating.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you don't know Makosi, is it Makosa? Wait. Makosi or Makosa? Sorry. You don't understand. This guy is big. Makosa Africa. Makosa, like Xosa. Makosa Africa. You need to go watch his website. He's big in America. I think he's got a store in New York. In actual fact, he's got a store in Sandton, OR Tambo, in the waterfront, New York.
Wow.
He's got a store in New York. His stuff is like big. And she thought I'm actually doing a piece for him. That was so funny. And that was the first day. That was actually the day that I got to learn about him. So yeah, big designer. Marikan says, I say I don't knit for other people as I knit for relaxation. Stressing about whether it will fit or that you're taking too long to make it will then take the fun out of it. That is true. Pietro says, hi, I did not catch the name for the lefty crochet. Yes, Pietro, so if you look on YouTube and you search for Secret Yarnery, Secret Yarnery, it's a lady based in Kenya, actually. She's from America, but she's based in Kenya now for years. And she has great tutorials for left-handed crocheters. Great channel for crocheters. So Secret Yarnery. Tanya says, yes, Lando Norris. Thanks, Tanya. It was Lando Norris. Yes. Oh, man. That was so cool. Tom Daly showing Lando Norris how to knit. That made my day. Candy says, those are the best scones that keeps on giving. All right. So, yes, I think that is basically almost the end of our live. We are already over an hour and we had so much fun already. It was really so enjoyable to spend time with the people here on the Zoom chat as well as with you on YouTube Live. I'm excited so that we can see each other again within a week's time. When are we seeing? Let's see just what the plan says. Next week, it will be 10 o'clock. The YouTube Live will be 10 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see each other live then yet again. Petru says thanks. So that we can, I'm trying to incorporate the times for both the Australian viewers as well. Sometimes it's just better for them early, like 10 o'clock in the morning, then we get to see them as well. And then sometimes 2 o'clock is also great to catch other people. So I'm trying to make use of all the times to incorporate all the people, make sure that we get to see all the people. All right, so I think we can start to say goodbye. Lynn, let's start with Lynn.
Thanks for having us join you here, Jan. It's always such fun. I love it. I don't always come onto Zoom, but yeah, it's such fun. So thank you for the afternoon. It was nice to stitch with you. And I hope the knit pros serve you well this weekend. I'm
telling you, I'm like in love. I'm going to order more. I'm definitely ordering more. They are my new favorites. I need more. Cool. Yeah, thank you for showing me the love and the new favorite.
Anytime.
Well, thanks, Lynn.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Lisa?
Thanks so much. It was nice to meet you all. And we'll chat on the group during the week.
Oh, wonderful. It was lovely having you joined us as well, Tessa. And I'm absolutely in love with your socks. Please send us the link to the pattern. I will remember to send the link of the Good Run socks. And I also need to share the discount codes.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks so much.
Bye, Tessa. Oh, Arlene also went. I wanted to still say hi and bye to Arlene. Bye, Arlene. Let me quickly see. Let's say goodbye here on the group as well. So thank you so very much for joining me today while we knit and crochet on our socks for the We Love Socks Along. If you want to know more details about the We Love Socks Along, please also head over to my videos on my YouTube channel. I explain all about it over there in one of the videos. And then make contact with me if you want to be added to the group. It will be lovely having you. And we'll see each other next time on Saturday for the We Love Socks Along get together. If you want to have more time and you're craving people to knit and crochet with, Wednesday night is your time to do that as well. So Wednesday nights we also have a YouTube live. It will be lovely if you can join us then also. And so yes, happy crafting, happy crocheting, happy knitting, and I hope you have a super weekend. and a very blessed week ahead. Much love from Bloemfontein. Janet says, thanks, Jalene. Night, night from down under. I'll pop onto the Zoom next week. Hugs all. Thanks, Janet. Much love to everyone. Thanks you. Thank you for watching. Doodles.